Offer Operation Vanguard, Operation Hot, Operation galamsey. Japan is seizing the stop war. The stop war. Stop war. Yeah, the person who you are not here sense. The sense say, the person mind we ye and untina. Jaka say, baby, I will ye mind ya. Ye want work at the fine. No, I Electoral to show. No, they are man. MC. I a friend of your committee from district mining committee.
Or you should get too much pay, but you want to work by your game and shank a piece or go away. Oh, yes. So, petrol or rather petrol. Any said, authority of the age was a natural. Jeffrey said, you are all here a moment, almost here
galamsey adwumano ye ma mo jai kra esensem kakra wo ye mpani fi ai wo se ye hwe na ye kawi a na so mo won krata papa ebe na so ye man no hase a nkrata krom no enye papa prospecting license and ekwekwe bi mo eso anwuma omo ye no ano odin enti ye se omo form na de nyina ngu form ansa na empanifo enhia ni afa ye ntu ye na so mbeba na so mabeto mo adwuma so a ende problem bi ani ho enti eno na nei hu esa ya to a kroma nyina ani ese ye ba ni aka chom se adwuma no omo form na de engu form ansa
ye sanse na ase enti na ye nam ho so omo stop e ma yen ni enye nsuo nom ye enye aduane ni ye bla wa ha dodo ye bla pa ye sanse no nsuo asai kra ashimi mo ashiya ni akra ye nim ye ma ha na ene ma ya be hu de ye ra ho
galamsey no mutu nkuri mu no ye hu fa so de nya film nti ye ba yina se be stop obi adwuma asase so bia se ojai na oba na wo hye papa ese ne ya ye ne be ye unu pa kon ya be ka kire ye ba na sumbiem se jaidwa ne ye na bra fie ne no trase ne kasa nti ya ba ka kire wi na so ya so bra che no wa ma eno no penifo se no bi ne kuma twi esa be san ba biem e ba biem a eno no nya ne se ne ye ba bokoi ogba fo ma unya wa fa nsuo fifi ama unya nsuo enkofo me etuni nyina agu e de na kuafo no nya film eno man na kasa so man na de na nya film so utu ani hwa ase ya galamsey na kasa ade a esam chemicals na de essence ase yensu ebe no kwa threat man chetu nyina yesu so ni nsuo bia ba bia say apart from pure water ana bia pipe bia e ba kogu ni nyina so say utie ne ekoso wo wiase a chemicals na say no
yasase no mo say no omo say asase ne pa because so hwe say ni asase ni na eye ya 10 years and 5 years to come no ube usasase ni enya baby kwa nkwa foma na ase yetimi ndua kokwa na ase cash aduane yenya bi age se de bia ye kra aduane fu baby ba na so me mpo tama mi so ampo na me na mo ba foma yetimi nya aduane beble ba isi ano uto board ye kra ase banche ase ti se aduane ni na ase yensu kra yanumpo ase ye benum age mpia water
nyame nko na hame ha shumai nyina ha Ghana man nyina na de ekoso ewo yema we mu no yenum bi and to ho anamon na ya nhwe even in the face of all the difficulties ne hurdles omudishia ni si ho ekwan no a echirima no ana bebre enye se emabunu no na eye ye nyina ye support to be because you see se penny etna eho na emofra ewi nanka ye kanankwa wifo a ka ho bi enti asuomu ha empanimfo asuomu ha abusua penny asuomu ha ntrankonya dodo na etai echiri
What is the difference between the ordinary thief and a political thief? Number one, the ordinary thief steals your money, your bag, your watch, and your jewelry, isn't it? But the political thief steals your future, your career, your education, your health, and your business. Number two, the hilarious part is that the ordinary thief will choose whom to rob. But you are the one who choose the political thief to rob you. Because we choose them. We vote them. We blindly say we are not blind. Who is deceiving who? The ridiculous part of the whole issue is that we will fight to defend and protect our belongings from the ordinary thief. Is it not? But we fight each other to defend and protect the political thief. Is that not what we do? Thugs will be fighting themselves to protect those that are stealing our career, stealing our joy, stealing our health, stealing our success. What a shame.
If you reach a certain stage in life and there is nobody who can look you in the eye and tell you the truth, you are doomed. And that is where our country has gotten to. We need to rescue this country. Wallahi. And I feel very terrible as a Ghanaian at this time. This country is in serious trouble, ladies and gentlemen. We are in serious trouble. We need to rescue this country, ladies and gentlemen. The presidency has been so depraved, so muddied, so dirtied, that I tell you in all sincerity as a Ghanaian, that I feel terribly sad today as a Ghanaian. We need to rescue this country. Wallahi, inshallah.
Please don't cry.
We shall rescue our country.
Government is broke, government is broke. The people are spending billions to go inside the government that is broke. Have you ever seen a minister who resigned because government is broke before? Government has no money. Have you ever seen a governor who said, ladies and gentlemen, when I was elected, I thought the government had money. Now I discover government has no money, I resign. Have you ever seen it? Government has no money, but they are bringing money out at election time. Where is that money coming from? So they are lying. What is happening is that there are two types of wicked people in government. Type 1, they eat current money. Any money they find in government, they will eat it. They are wicked about that one. There is type 2. Type 2, they eat current money and future money. They will say, my term will end next year. When I leave, how will I eat money? Let me borrow money now and borrow money of the future and eat it now.
All right, a very good morning to you, and you're welcome to the program. It is Good Morning Ghana, and we're in the studio of Peniel here at North Ridge. We thank Almighty for giving us yet another day to go through the issues of the country. Let's start going through the headlines of the newspapers, and I start with the Daily Graphic. It says EC must act with impartiality. President Akufo-Addo. 8 file presidential nomination forms. Wale MPP parliamentary rerun. 3 arrested over ballot box snatching. The Ghanaian Times. The race for Jubilee House. Baumia Mahama others file nominations to contest December 2024 presidential poll. Galamsey menace. Government secures conviction of 76 galamseyers, including 18 foreigners. Attorney General. Don't declare election results ahead of EC presidential cautions. President cautions political parties. Catholic bishops urge EC to ensure impartial, lawful electoral process during December polls. Daily Guide. NDC's corruption claims politically motivated. Nana. 850 standing trial for Galamsey. AG. Mahama others file nomination. GBA confers lifetime award on Akufo-Addo. Baumia sure of victory after filing nomination. The New Crusading Guide. All international arbitrations to be held in Ghana. Attorney General. Dr. Bano challenges call to reduce government expenditure. Coming up. Receivers of the 23 savings and loan companies in trouble over alleged double sales shady deals. Ghana Gas CEO calls for reassessment of FMPs in energy sector. MPP poised to win Guan seat as Osibo intensifies campaign. Great Ningo Alliance warns public over Odumase lands. The Inside newspaper. Galamsey, how Ghana's gold is turning into quicksand beneath the Fourth Republic. Do you know what quicksand is? If you don't know what quicksand, just Google, you know how quicksand behaves. SMG Youth Wing condemns U.S. interference in Venezuelan election. Vows on ending support in fight against imperialism, oppression, others. Jane's Army of Women storm Orange Friday street carnival in Cape Coast. Ayikai Dobulo family heard calls for police protection over land guard brutalities, threats by purported ex-convict chief. The People's Manifesto, MPP's Arthur Kennedy writes. The Daily Statesman. Ghana Gas Boards urge prompt implementation of Gas Act. Momentum on our side. Baumia charges MPP to intensify campaign for decisive victory. We've transformed judiciary. Akufo-Addo. MPP urged to act against recalcitrant members. The New Finder. Migration of educated youth worrying. Yamson. No debt restructuring with local contractors. Finance Ministry. Cocobot begins self-financing season today. Energy sector merger risk price hikes. IES ASEC raise red flags. The Daily Post. Ahead of victory, Asiedu Nketia submits Mahama and Professor Nana Jane's nomination forms to the EC. Nationwide demo to rock EC on September 7 to demand forensic audit of voters' register. And the top right corner says, warning shots fired as ballot box is snatched during MPP's Wale primaries rerun. Economy Times. Job availability up by 2.4%. First half 2024. Let me read just a bit of it. It says that job availability in the country for the first half of 2024 has increased slightly by 2.4% according to data from Bank of Ghana. The number of jobs advertised in selected media, which partially gauges labor demand in the economy, remained largely unchanged in the June 2024 relative to what was observed in the corresponding period a year ago. Okay. Ghana's reserves now 3.1 months of imports cover. Cocoa farmers expect 45% price increase. Okay. That's for the headlines. Let's take a break. We're back shortly.
Pascal is showing his boss the efficient new technology they've installed. She's pleased. But now she's asking, why is that still there? Pascal explains the new fleet-finding darts are more accurate than the old ones. The boss is not so pleased anymore. If you haven't automated your fleet management yet, it's time to get business done better with MTN Business.
In today's modern world, stairs are a challenge, especially for our elderly and those with health concerns. Navigating them can be difficult and even dangerous, but there's a safer way to move vertically. Lifts and Elevators Limited Company, your answer to a more accessible and secure vertical transportation. Our elevators and escalators, including top-of-the-line pneumatic vacuum elevators, Fuji elevators and escalators, offer a safer and more convenient alternative, eliminating the risks of stairs and enhancing accessibility for homes, businesses, and hospitals. Choose safety and convenience with Lifts and Elevators Limited Company. Elevate your spaces today. For more information, visit our website at www.elevatorsgh.org or call now on 0200-535-515. Lifts and Elevators Limited Company, the elevator people.
Now let me tell you why you should choose Safari Valley as your conference destination.
The new conference building combines modern amenities with the tranquility of nature, providing the perfect backdrop for your next seminar and corporate retreat.
The only conference destination with so many activities. You don't have to travel to visit your tennis club, the gym, or the stables. They have it all.
Enjoy this rooftop viewing deck, basking in the sunlight with the sight of wild animals roaming freely in their natural habitat.
At my break, I'm able to practice my putting.
It's a unique experience that sparks creativity and rejuvenates the mind.
Visit Safari Valley Eco Resort in Ghana, bringing you closer to nature.
Anti-cavity, gum protection, brighter teeth, and fresh breath.
I'm a fair missing way.
The patch of Bantama.
Matias.
Cycle.
Her smile, the fresh breath.
Me Gidi say we use Cal 360 toothpaste. Some me kind.
Cal 360 toothpaste.
Gaskia, Cal 360 toothpaste. It's a gum protector. Onim jom kasa.
Ile kosen. Cal 360 did the way. It's cool mint. Gives me fresh breath and your confidence booster.
And you will see so feeling kika when you know Cal 360 toothpaste.
Happy.
Cal 360 toothpaste, anti-cavity, gum protection, brighter teeth, and fresh breath. Cal, happy smile. This advert is FDA approved.
Choose the perfect prize every week and stand to win your choice of exciting prizes. All to get more of what matters to you. Exclusive to Betway. Betway, get way more. Terms and conditions apply. Regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. No under 18.
Welcome to Rehoboth Palms, Ayemensa, where your future home is taking shape. Discover a community like no other, designed for families and individuals seeking comfort and connection. Enjoy a host of amenities, including a swimming pool, tennis courts, kids playground, and serene sitting areas, all designed for your enjoyment. Embrace the opportunity to be part of this vibrant community with flexible installment plans available. Your dream home is waiting at Rehoboth Palms Ayimensa, where every moment is a promise of home and affordable luxury. Visit us today at 145 North Legon, Accra. Call us on +233 244 764 499 or +233 204 950 810. For our UK clients, you can reach us on +44 190 853 3149 or +44 791 737 6631 or visit www.rehobothpropertiesgh.com to learn more. A community like no other. Welcome to Rehoboth Ayimensa.
The luckiest.
Star 712 hash.
Luckiest everywhere.
8K. Hey, you get an 8K. Get a packing from your pocket. Hey, wait.
You go put it on his tab. This is my man.
Good luck. Hey, go ready. We are star 712. I'm on dialing the magic numbers. Star 712. Now welcome to the luckiest. And now with me at home ticket. You can buy for yourself or your loved one.
Mommy, tell mommy who's here.
You're buying for me, right?
Or who else?
Oh.
Let's choose buy tickets for others.
Love you, boo boo.
Maybe straight to option 4. Now, you need to buy tickets worth 50 Ghana to qualify. Yes, you can buy random or preferred tickets. I'm choosing random tickets. Listen, if you buy the random ticket, the system chooses a random number for you. But if you buy the preferred, you get to input your own preferred 5 digits. 5.
Baby, give me your 5 numbers.
And how much are we buying?
Babe, look at the body and buy you.
With your body,
Hey,
never. Tread cautiously. Now follow the prompts and confirm. Now the luckiest.
The luckiest is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas platform, not for persons below 18 years. TNCs apply.
Ama, nansi mi cheno wo bin enkoye kwa o. Ama ma ye bohu se kontomra akija.
Nansi me hu se me nyo basima kura. Ama me kunu ni me into kwankwa. Oh you right. Enye mo ko. Give us JC lecture and the capsules. Aye num boom. En ho asem na mo kana. E boa emma ene meme nyina. Na ma wo ba ye obesima. Na be ma so aye bemasima. Ya, we be boa wo kunu. Ama ne giant sa wo de hye ne botum. Na wanyinya na ne ntisese ne oyi chop mo. GC mixture and a capsule.
A pin for a batter, one more menu for one and Quada when you feel to me.
You're welcome back to the program. It's Good Morning Ghana, and my guests are already with me. I have Sharif Mahmoud Khalid, who is Associate Professor at Electoral and also NDC's member of the NDC Communications team, a member on the Finance and Economic Committee. Okay, welcome.
Thank you, Annie.
Good morning to you. Good to see you.
Looking good as always.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I'm waiting for Alaji's compliments of you.
Alaji has made some earlier comments. I need to probe further. After the show.
Well, Alaji will prove himself
You're being very unkind to me.
Alaji.
I'm paving way for you.
Both of you have been very unkind to me.
How?
Before I'm introduced on
That
the
we
show.
want to probe further. Those are unkind words.
Really?
Wanting to probe further.
Oh, and
yes.
And we've been at this for a while, so at least we understand each other.
Alaji, good morning.
Good morning, Anne. And
You're welcome. It's been a while, actually.
No, I've been around. I just had a few other projects on hand, so that's why my availability for the show has been kind of. But I've been around doing and pushing some other projects. You know, we have some 88 days to elections, 88 or so days. So sometimes we need to do other stuff to be able to ensure that we have this decisive victory come December 7th.
I'll ask you a few questions on that, but let me just take people through this one. That has been an awesome journey with MTN Momo, and it's been 15 years of ease, safety, and convenience. So definitely MTN is saying that you are worth celebrating, and therefore it's giving you a reward with amazing cash prizes just to say thank you. So send money to an MTN Momo user or make payments to an MTN Momo merchant at no cost whatsoever, only on MTN. Go on, download Momo app on your App Store or Play Store. It's My Momo, or on App Store or Play Store, and enjoy this. Just Momo, it's everywhere. Terms and conditions definitely apply. Kel 360 toothpaste also is still available on the market, ready to take care of your whole family. It's approved by the Food and Drugs Authority, so have no problem using it with your family. It provides your family with all-round dental protection throughout the day with freshness. So it's good for the kids, the children, and adults as well. And Kel 360 toothpaste brightens your teeth, prevents cavity, and also it has cool mint that gives you fresh breath all day. Kel 360 toothpaste is it's a quality product from Samara Company Limited, producers of Sasso, and it's available in all supermarkets, malls, and provision shops across the country. Call them on 0246-864798, 0246-864798. Kel 360 toothpaste, it says happy smile. Lift and elevators also still available on the market for you, and it's ready and important for you just in case you want to enjoy your mansion to the fullest. Lift and elevators is there to be installed in your homes and offices. It comes with portable American pneumatic vacuum elevators, and also a simple self-supported elevator for both homes and offices. It can be installed only in 3 days, and it can also lift your goods as well. So Lift and Elevators is still there, located at Sakumono. It says that reach them on 0200535515 or send them an email on elevators@gmail.com for consultations and best solutions in easy vertical movements. All right, so there's a lot happening within the electoral system. We have just about 88 days to go. We have political parties still struggling with some constituencies, both the NDC and the MPP. I'm sure they'll be rerunning. NDC has already tried in Wale. We all saw what is happening. And also, the parties have filed, some of the parties have filed their nomination forms. It started with the MPP, followed by the NDC, and then the other political parties also, some of them have done that. Let's see how it goes. But yesterday also, the chairman of the NDC, Asedin Ketia, held a press conference indicating that the party is preparing to occupy the offices of the Electoral Commission on the 17th of September. That's this month, right? In an attempt to drum home the request of what they think the Electoral Commission must do. Let me just try and pull up the letter. Okay, so the letter says that demonstration for free, fair, and transparent elections. The National Democratic Congress intends to embark on a public manifestation in Accra. That's demonstration in Accra on Tuesday, 7th of September 2024, to press home the party's demand for free, fair, and transparent and peaceful elections In line with the Public Order Act 1994, Act 491, we wish to serve notice, and the notice is hereby served to the Ghana Police Service of the intended peaceful public manifestation and to request the service of an adequate security arrangement for same. The demonstration will start at the Kwame Nkrumah Circle interchange at 7 a.m. through the Parliament House and terminate at the corporate office of the Electoral Commission of Ghana at Rich Osu, counting on your usual cooperation in the service of our motherland. Is signed by Fifi Fiavikwete, who is the General Secretary of the party. Let me engage Doc. Let me engage you on it. What you intend to do. I know that you've actually placed a lot of letters, requests, requests with regards to register and maybe other issues, transfer of votes as well. Yes, right. So with 88 days to election, do you think that all these things can be done before December 7?
Good morning, Annie, and good morning to your cherished listeners out there. I mean, all of this is doable within the time frame, albeit a bit late, because we've been drumming this warning signs for far too long. As you see, our proactive and formidable IT Director and Director of Elections in the person of Dr. Mani Buama has been very critical of this process, right, even before 100 days to the election. So that's a very long period of time. And his concerns have just been validated by the act and reactions and responses of the EC, in the sense that he didn't want us to reach a very boiling point with time constraints. Then you have the EC saying or giving excuses that this is what is happening. But all of this stem from evidential values. We're just not blowing hot air or trying to stall a process. We gave evidence. For example, the issue of Pusiga, the transfers between Tamale South and Pusiga was unauthorized, right? And when you look at this in statistical terms, that's what we call incidentals. So this is an incidental case. If that has been rectified, what is the guarantee that we don't have multiples of similar cases in the system? So this gives us a valid point, and it's a warning sign to us all. We're just not doing it for the NDC, but we're doing it for all smaller parties, including the MPP. Because, and I really...
Smaller parties, including the MPP,
yeah,
is that what you said?
Well, it depends on how you interpret it. Right, because you're a party in government that seem to be aloof about electoral processes. Right, so we decide to take the charge as a responsible opposition to fight for these to be done. In any case, what we are simply calling for is a simple independent forensic audit. How is this far-fetched? Right, where we say we as a political party have the capacity to assist in this process. Then we have an independent international body such as the UNDP that are happy to assist in the process. Where have we gone wrong in demanding this? Right? How is this any difficult a process for the EC to respond to? But for me, the worrying concern with the Jane-headed EC is this. She comes from a think tank world, civil society for that matter. It's not called the third sector for nothing. They play an integral role in actually ensuring that the right is done. And if you went to the IEA's website or you see their activities, they say they were what? Fostering multi-party democracy. Right? Promoting presidential debates and what have you. You've now been given the mandate and you behave tyrannically. I don't understand where she's coming from with all of the responses that we give. More so, this is the most packed or colored EC we've ever seen, given the deputies that we have. Nothing personal against them, but we all know their historical background. So when we have a very colored and checkered EC in terms of appointments at this apex and hierarchy, it is only responsible for a leading opposition party to exhibit strength and formidability in calling for accountability, and which is what we are exactly doing. How is this? In any case, you have a president who went to a bar conference and decides to respond to issues such as this, saying that the independent EC is meant to make some, no political party can make announcements. When in 2016, John Bodi and the likes made announcements, their evidence in 2020, where they called elections. And today, he's before a podium, before the Ghana Bar Association, advocating, exhibiting traits like Caligula, in ancient Rome. So these issues are very fundamental. And I think that the NDC just not only calls on other political parties, but stakeholders and the diplomatic community. For me, that is critical here. We are calling on the diplomatic community to stand up for us to scrutinize this colored EC and ensure that the right thing is done. And that's exactly what we're trying to do here. Annie, how is this far-fetched? How are any of these difficult? We still have 80 days to go. How much does a forensic audit, or how long would a forensic audit take? When we, as a political party, say we have the capacity to assist, the UNDP says it is ready to assist. Why are you running away? What have you to hide? When we have seen the provisional register has problems. That is why we return to IPAC to fight for all of these. And this is not the first time this has been raised by our Director of Elections at the IPAC level. So in any case, what is even happening now is that we are rendering IPAC useless. Because if we are there to deliberate among all of these things and Georgia, they shouldn't be sipping out into the media. So far, what response has the Jane Mensah-led EC in terms of demands of accountability, transparency, and the credibility of the election responded to? None whatsoever. So for me, this gives a cause for concern. It is worrying. And if anybody, including whatever associations they are, the Christian Council, the Muslim associations, what now is the time to support this clarion call by the NDC to ensure that the right thing is done. Because if we are talking about peaceful election, it is just not happening on D-Day, or it's not a snapshot. It is a process, and the process starts with the registration and the credibility of the register. If we go into an election without believing in the credibility of the register for that election, how will we see peace in it? So this is where the peaceful process starts. So if there's any advocacy or anyone requiring or demanding the peaceful nature of this election, now is the time to voice it out and support the NDC as a responsible opposition to ensure that this is done. And it's as simple as that.
This is what the Catholic bishop said. They said Catholic bishops urge EC to ensure impartial, lawful electoral process during the December polls. The Ghana Catholic Bishops Conference has asked the Electoral Commission to ensure that all electoral processes are carried out impartially and in accordance with the law. According to the GCBC President, Most Reverend Matthew Jemfi, the EC must facilitate open communication with stakeholders and address concerns regarding the electoral process promptly and transparently. So, quote, we trust the EC will uphold its mandate with transparency, said Most Reverend Jemfi, who is also the Bishop of Sunyani, in a communique issued in Accra yesterday ahead of the upcoming elections. Turning to the security agencies, he urged them to keep up with their responsibility of maintaining peace and order. That's what he urged. The Catholic Bishops Conference said.
This is a good call, but he has to go a step further.
I was wondering, is that all you can say?
No, this is very vanilla in the sense that it's just, okay, EC do A, B, C, D. What have they inferred in the statements, the questions, the evidence that the NDC has produced? These are the calls you should be making.
So they have to speak to the issue.
They have to speak to the issues and ensure that it's done. But you have a president who goes before the Ghana Bar Association conference. Instead of apologizing for Techiman, instead of apologizing for Ayawaso, went on a bandwagon of attacks on President Mahama, right? In response, I don't know if that was the appropriate platform to talk about these things when you have our prisons overflowing, you have justice being delayed and denied. And that is a bar conference, and you decide to behave like Caligula in responding to issues of the campaign trail and certain comments that have been made. In any case, when they talk about Airbus scandals and what have you, where is his moral right to talk about Airbus issue when you appointed an independent, the first ever independent special prosecutor who came out to say that you were the mother serpent of corruption? This is your own appointee, independent, resign on that trajectory. You appoint another one who clears President Mahama of any corruption charges in the Airbus scandal, and you think the bar conference was the right platform. He desecrated it, as far as I'm concerned. right? Members of the bar, he eroded the respect of the bar by mounting that podium to actually speak to these issues when we have pertinent issues. Prisons crowding, overflowing, justice denied, justice delayed. Instead of him to address these as president, apologize for Techiman, apologize for Ayawaso, he's there, wasnking lyrically on the attacks of President Mahama in his best forms. But then again, what will you say? What I blame the bar for giving him that platform to do that, and after that crowning him with a lifetime award, which they say is the first of his kind.
He was supposed to be at the bar. He's
no, what I'm saying
of
that
he's a lawyer.
You see, I'm not saying he's not a lawyer.
Member of the bar.
In diplomacy or international diplomacy, right? When you have countries misbehaving, right? It may be ethical, it may not be ethical, but when they feel things are not right, you have other embassies, high commissioners and diplomats, in a way, shunning the ambassadors or the political representatives. They go for dinners, they try not to even shake hands with them and the likes of that. The bar.
That's a form of demonstration.
A demonstration that we disapprove with all of these things. The bar ought to have demonstrated this. You know, the bar is an important organization, right? It has been part of our independence struggle to such an extent that at a point some people felt that it was enshrined in our constitution when it's not. Right. But with these attitudes and platforms being created for this to be done, it's respect, potency, and efficacy that its forebearers fought for has been aiming. Right. And the rate at which it apes accelerated in the last 7 years or so under this administration with a lawyer president, right, and a member of the association. So for me, I think that the bar embraces different political parties, and they ought to be careful how they respond and who represents them. You know, in time past, the Attorney General used to use this platform. And I even wondered why he was invited. Given what happened with the Jakwa issue and all of that, they also needed to make a statement. Again, we are not debating the ethics of it, but the optics of the office and the desecration of it. These are very important issues. And I think that the bar needs to stand up to these. When the bar president was reading his speech and making his statements whatsoever, for once, I cringe and ask myself, why is this speech coming or emanating from the Flagstaff House? You're talking Ghana card issues and how of its expansion. It's a good call, but you are the Bar Association. There are issues of justice happening, right? Justice denied, justice delayed, prisons overcrowded, right? A lot of legal issues, cases lined up, clocked, the court system probably not working right. There have been concerns about appointments to the bench, and you thought these were the germane issues to address at the bar conference. Then he felt that, okay, well, let me do something, right, to actually appear as balanced. Then he went after the low-hanging fruit of a, tiny critic of free SHS. And the president went berserk on him for that comment. Right? How is it the mandate of the bar? I'm not saying it's not their mandate, but they're very critical and important issues that the president ought to have been focused on. After which, you had your tango, you decide to say you are giving him, he is the first, he's actually the trailblazer for that lifetime award. Is this the time to award him this? When we have witnessed Techiman, when we have witnessed Ayawaso, and all of these atrocities. So this is where these associations ought to stand in to say that, look, Mr. President, until these things are all done, we're not going to associate with you. We have to act strong. But when you do this, you create a certain level of disaffection within potent institutions that people toiled to build over the years since independence, or in our struggle to independence. This is the sweat, blood, and tears of our forebearers. And today, if we decide to release or reduce it to political gimmickry and charades, where are we as a democracy? These are the fundamental questions I think we need to be asking. And I was disappointed. I was disappointed at the voices that came from the bar conference. No meaner person than a president who was described by his own and first ever special prosecutor as the mother serpent of corruption. And yet he thought he had the moral grounds to mount a podium in Kumasi, right, at an ivory tower, KNUST, to make such a pronounced statement attacking President Mahama when your own special prosecutor, again, you appointed, has cleared him. Has he not read the report?
All right, we started easy and ended at the bar.
You know, it had linkages, so I needed to get on it.
All right. All right, let me bring you in. You also have issues. What's happening in Wale Wale? We're all, monitoring, going back and forth. Dr. Kabiru had won. No, he hadn't won. Oh, there's a chaos. Oh, we have withheld it, and then here we are. We have to hold that race again.
Good morning to you again, and then good morning to Prof. Good morning to your viewers. And then good morning to the rank and file of the New Patriotic Party, sympathizers of the New Patriotic Party. Thankfully, yesterday we had a good filing occasion. Now we have our candidates. We believe that the rest of the work that EC will have to do are just formalities because we have done it, we have the experience at filing for our candidates. And I also want to congratulate all the parliamentary candidates who were able to file yesterday. Those yet to file, I wish them well. Your question initially, I don't know where the discussion is going. The initial discussion was on the NDC's threat to go on the streets come 17 September.
Yeah, threats? It's not a threat. I thought it's a notice.
It's a notice, not a threat.
No.
They are not threatening. They are just putting us on notice that they will be going on the streets on the 17th of September if their demands on the EC are not met. Is that it?
I mean,
so they are not. They are just. It's just a notice, not a threat.
The days we have left.
Those are your words.
There seem to be a lot of issues coming up.
Those are your words. You see it as a notice. I am seeing it as a threat. I mean, that's
which one? The demonstration?
Yeah, I mean,
you see it as a threat.
But you see. We've been at elections since at least 1991. We've been at elections. We've tried to build an institution that stands and organizes our elections, and they've been at it since 1991. So at least this institution has some expertise, experience. Over time, we have developed to an extent where we have the Inter-Party Advisory Committee, IPAC. At IPAC, I mean, all of this, and most, in fact, all the significant processes we have made in our electoral processes have been suggested by the New Patriotic Party. From the days where we're using opaque ballot boxes, to us getting transparent ballot boxes, us getting pictorial ID cards, or printed ID cards in rural areas, all of this have been championed by the New Patriotic Party, and we will continue to help build that one institution that our constitution is mandated to organize elections in this country. Many times when a party is in opposition, everything the EC does is wrong. When you're in power, you defend the EC. I am not here this morning to defend the EC. But I have been fortunate over the years, at least since 1995, to have been part of these processes. Even when I was not contesting election, I was working for the EC one way or the other. As a registration officer or exhibition officer, I have been at it since 1995. So I appreciate the work that the EC does. I appreciate the work that the EC does. And I'm not going to sit here and bastardize the EC today. We have
you appreciate the work that the
legislation.
EC does in general?
We have, in general, yes.
Okay.
We have legislation that governs the way, how we have to organize these elections. And if the EC is doing anything untoward, trust me, the New Patriotic Party has what it takes every time to stand and demand that right things are done. And that is what we have done over the years. This threat, the NDC is asking for a forensic audit of the register. And the EC says, look, there is no need for such forensic audit. Remember, in 2020, we had a new register. This register is only being used once, a biometric register that has all the biometric data of everybody who has been registered. So wherein lies this audit? If the NDC is able to make some very tangent reasons why there has to be a forensic audit, I'm sure many of us will support the call for the EC, because just like our candidate said yesterday, we all want a fair and peaceful elections come December 7th. Ghana is the only place we have. But you see, in our electioneering processes, we've had some very words have become part of the lexicon when it comes to elections. You were saying that in 2016, the NPP never, in 2016, announced results I was a candidate then, in there. And I was following, I was neck deep into the process. When you were speaking, I didn't say it. Don't even try. just to be forewarned is to be forearmed. In 2016, I was a candidate. I was very much in there. Even in the morning, when we had collated our results, we knew that we had won the elections by 1 million votes. We never came out to announce any results. We didn't. In 2016, we didn't. We waited until the official declaration came from the EC. We didn't say we're in a comfortable lead. You remember that word, and what occasioned the use of the word comfortable lead that has become part of our lexicon today. I think that it's good that the NDC has returned to IPAC. They were absent for a long time. I am sure that if for the period that they were absent from IPAC, if they had been at IPAC, all of these problems or perceived problems that they have would have been resolved at IPAC. That is why we got IPAC in place. Let the parties go sit down, judge with the EC, whatever issues they have, let us resolve it at EC. Look, as a nation, we can't continue to bastardizing our institutions every now and again. What we need to do is to build institutions, and that is how countries that have made significant processes in democratic governance have done. They have built institutions that have outlived governments. And that's what we need to do. It is not the case of at every opportunity as bastardizing the institutions that we are supposed to support and build over time.
I'm surprised you're saying all these.
Yesterday, I happened to be driving in town, so I listened to the point at which Honorable Esiedun Ketia led the NDC to file. And I thought it was cordial. I mean, within in there, I listened to it live on radio. And I thought it was cordial, and I was impressed. Only for him to come out and raise the tensions again. Elections are coming up. Look, Ghana is the only place we have this unnecessary tension and people. We have said we will support the work of the EC. We will get into that. Like the president said yesterday, for MPP, ours is not to cheat anybody in elections or steal the mandate of the people. We will contest the elections free and fair. DNA. Sorry? It is not in our DNA. That's it. In NPP, it is not in our DNA. We will contest the election fairly, squarely, and we hope that everybody gets the playing field, equal playing field, and we'll contest and we'll win. Every time we have won elections, we have won like that. It's
during the exhibition exercise.
And you see,
during the exhibition
let me make a point. Today, the processes, electioneering processes, we have what? Almost 18 million people or so on the vote electoral register. How is somebody going to sit in Accra and steal the mandate of 18 million people? I mean, how is that feasible?
No, you're making it so simple. No, it's not as simple as that.
Wait. Let me make my point. When I'm done. When we were in this country in 2013.
During the exhibition,
in 2013.
Let me ask you this question.
No, let me make my point.
During the exhibition, did you ever identify vote transfer as MPP observers? Did you?
Vote transfer?
Yes.
As in?
Yes.
As in?
As they identified, did you?
It's we didn't.
At all?
We didn't.
Not in one constituency?
Well, I am not.
Everything was clean.
As I sit here,
your observer said everything was fine.
As I sit here, I said I am not aware. What the point I'm going to make is in 2013, look, we had opportunity as a nation to lay bare the whole processes. Everybody who followed the proceedings in court understood for the first time. We opened ourselves up, and we all, by the end of proceedings, agreed that elections are going to be won or lost at the police stations. Period.
That's why they're working on that.
Don't ever think that somebody is going to stampede another person
by
threatening to get on the streets.
No.
By whether you see it as a threat, whether you see it as a notice to get on the street for somebody to give in to allow.
We've all agreed.
To our bit.
We've all agreed that
the New Patriotic Party this afternoon at 1 p.m. is also going to react to some of those aspirations or aspersions that the NDC is casting. We are going to respond to it equally, in equal measure. But like the president said yesterday, for the New Patriotic Party, it is not in our DNA to cheat anybody at elections. We win and lose elections fairly. That's been our. So at 1 p.m. today, we are going to respond, and then
in equal measure.
Oh, we are not going to threaten anybody. We are not going to pay your word, put anybody on notice. But we are going to stay outside how we have seen the processes happening within the EC.
Yeah,
we have been a significant
reminded us.
That reminds me. When Prof was speaking, he said they were doing it on behalf of the NDC and smaller parties. I didn't know whether he was referring to the New Patriotic Party as a small party, and I think that he should desist from that. Because I think that we are the biggest party. We are the biggest party in Ghana. And then even on the African continent, we are one of the effective institutions.
Yes, but as you reminded us, that elections are won at the polling stations. And we all agree, at least since it was said, we all agree that it's won at polling stations. So if people go into their voting centers and they realize that their names have been transferred, is that not
the worry and how you know how those transfers happen? And mostly, even if it's transferred, in fact, what was the aim of the exhibition? What was the aim of the exhibition?
It was to identify some of these things.
Certainly. And so when they come up, we rectify them. Let me tell you what happens. As a result of everybody going to one center to register, especially for the new people who applied to be put on the register, you from Neighbortown electoral area, there are maybe 100 polling stations within the electoral area. Sometimes people go, and as a result of some of the things that some of these parties do, people who actually don't live within the area are brought from elsewhere to come and register within the constituencies because of the gains they want to achieve.
But that's legal. That's allowed. If you want to do vote transfer, it's allowed.
Apparently, there are stated
criteria
to qualify to put your name on the electoral roll. So if you don't live in a place, if you're not resident, if you're not ordinary resident, you're not. But because of some of the things these people do, when you go there, and let's say you go to Immaculate Conception, right? In Immaculate Conception, there are 5 different polling stations. Roman A, Roman B, Roman C, D, E, or Roman 1A, Roman 1A, Roman 1. Over time, when the number exceeds, I think 70-50 or so, a new police stations, just so the lines at the elections could go fast. So when you go to Roman Immaculate Conception, Roman 1, and then it's not there, and you go to Roman 2, I don't think that it is a significant anomaly.
But that's not what was identified.
That is the essence.
No, but that's not what was identified.
I'm stating some of the possibilities that happen.
I get it, but I'm saying that
I am stating some of the possibilities that happen.
What has been identified are major movement. It's not for moving from Roman 1A to Roman 1B. When you move names from a constituency to another constituency.
My word is it. That is why IPAC was created. That's why IPAC was created. For parties to take their concerns there and resolved by the EC. But when the EC comes out and sees that for what you have identified, it happened because of A, B, C, D, and it's been rectified, I think that we need to support that institution. We need to help build institutions rather than bastardize them or threaten to go on the streets some 80 days or so to elections. And I think that, look, it is really, really uncalled for at this time. For me, I think it's really, really uncalled for at this time. Let us all be part of the process.
Why didn't you do that for Charlotte Osei?
Why didn't we do what
why didn't you support
NPP has never gotten on the streets. Even for 2012 or 2008, when we knew that our register was what we then called an ECOWAS register, when we knew there were people we never got on the streets to demonstrate. We went there to ensure that, look, my vote will count as a Ghanaian. That's how come we had the let my vote. And it was a legal process. We went through all the legalities. We didn't threaten anybody. It was an option given to us as Ghanaians to show our case when we have issues. Coming to the Bar Association issues.
Honey,
coming to the Bar Association issues.
Quickly.
You see.
Allow him.
Nana.
Quickly, I'll give you 3 minutes on that.
Nana Adodankwa Akufo-Addo is the most cited lawyer in the annals of the.
He's the most what?
Cited lawyer in the annals of the Supreme Court of this nation.
Okay.
Maybe you don't know. Maybe I said maybe. Well, maybe someone has lost it. He at one point led the GBA in Greater Accra. He had even filed to contest. If you listen to what the outgoing bar president said yesterday, he had filed to contest. But because he was a politically exposed person, he withdrew and allowed. I am sure that at the time, given the popularity of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo within the bar, he would have easily been a bar president at the time. The Bar Association has played significant roles in the history of this nation. And that platform is a platform where others have used to get the necessary change within our society. It is one of the platforms that some of us will have paid very, very, very good attention to over the years. And when issues of national concern are raised there, it's a very, very serious platform. Yesterday I heard the outgoing president, he spoke on the menace of galamsey. It's right. I think that it's apt. It's a right platform. He raised other issues on free SHS, that the way he thought it should have been actually rolled out. It's in his right. I think the platform is appropriate for those issues to be raised and actually addressed. But I look from my standpoint. I know how Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, as a president of the day, I know how he feels about free SHS. He's very passionate about it. And it's true, it's sin. Now look, given over 5.7 million young people the opportunity to go to school, it is no mean an achievement. And his passion is driven that. Given at the point what the economy we inherited in this nation, and the fact that within the first year, in September 2017, we started rolling out this policy, it was a big risk that we took. Thankfully, we have come this far. A lot of successes have been chalked. Admittedly, with every policy, there are challenges, and we will continue to correct this. And when you roll out a policy,
people are suggesting solutions as to how to combat the challenges you are encountering
when you roll out policies.
This policy. Is that wrong?
When you roll out policies, right, you get a feedback, and you input it to make sure the policy becomes as close as possible to perfect. But there is no perfect policy anywhere. There is no perfect policy anywhere. We are proud that at the point when we needed to intervene with a policy like free SHS, we did. And the beneficiaries, they are bound. The beneficiaries are bound. Would you ask yourself a question? Those who were unable to go to senior high school prior to 2017, they would appreciate what it takes for us to implement, to ensure that everybody willing and able to go to senior high school gets the opportunity to go. And with that one, we will not apologize for implementing free SHS. We will not apologize for making sure that young people in this nation stay in school much longer, are able to get opportunity that will change their destiny and that of their families. That one, we will not apologize. And for me, it was just equally good that the president did not go out to respond to what the Bar Association leader had said. It was just appropriate that right on that platform, he gave his opinion about what the else this morning we probably would not have been discussing this matter. And the president to say that for why he has been given a lifetime award by the Bar Association, or please come on. His standing within the Bar Association is evident for everybody to see. And he went on to say he's most comfortable when with his own. When he is with his own. And if his own has decided to award him, and you think that there are issues that the bar should rather raise, please, come on. The association has been there for a very long time. I am sure that decision to award the president did not emanate from a few people. It's a general consensus. And even some people within the bar, on the other side of the political divide, will agree totally with the president being given that award.
You are not sure of that?
I said I am sure. I am sure. I didn't say all. I said some. I have spoken to some.
Okay.
Since yesterday, I have spoken to some. Okay. So I know what I'm saying. Right? Some people on the other side of the political divide will not disagree with the bar for awarding the president. When the president was going to be given this honorary award at UHAS, we saw what happened. This is what would happen. It was people who started politicizing it. There was a press conference by the youth, some supposed youth in the Volta region, and all of that. But his contribution towards the institution is also there, physical, for everybody to see. So this whole thing of, as you say, politics and politicizing everything, bastardizing institutions, I think that we should move away from. If we are to make progress in building this democratic governance that we have all signed up to.
Okay. Doc.
Can I have some responses to this? So what Alaji has just said. Alaji is graying nicely. I hope that you don't touch anything haram to desecrate the title. But Annie, what is surprising here is that Alaji understands. It's fine. Let's carry on.
I don't want me to understand.
Annie, ask any of your Muslim friends what is haram.
That if you are graying.
No, I say he's graying nicely and gracefully as an Alaji.
Okay.
So, and the title that comes with it is very important. Right. And I don't want him to touch haram stuff that might affect or
Have you tried doing that?
No, I'm just giving general advice to Alaji. Yes. Yeah. So
I'll let that slip.
So, what is surprising in all of this, right, is that this is very rich coming from a political party that boycotted a parliamentary process in the 90s. Very rich coming from a political party that boycotted parliament, a constitutional body in and of itself, in the 90s. Very rich coming from a political party that illegally, forcefully, right, and in a very crude manner removed a certain EC chair. This is rich coming from this cohort of people who call themselves a political party. Now, speaking against and saying that EC must be respected. You removed a certain EC chair. You boycotted parliament, boycotted a parliamentary process. Today, Alaji is referring to whatever we had in terms of, or in a form.
Boycotts in themselves constitutional.
No, in a form of what is called the ECOWAS. Alaji, I didn't interrupt you, so if you give me that due, I'll be more glad. Thank you very much. So, he said an ECOWAS, we used to have an ECOWAS register. Today, you've unleashed Samira Baumia, and Fufulde had become a lingua franca on the campaign platform. Who is she speaking to? The Fulani cohort. Where are they coming from? Not the sub-region? And today you sit here to say that we used to have an ECOWAS. ECOWAS.
What do you say? The Fulani people are not Ghanaians?
I'm not saying they are not Ghanaians. I'm telling you that the settlement, we have several ways of one becoming a Ghanaian. But you are making the point that we had an ECOWAS register. And that is a negative on the part of the
Let's
NDC.
make some clear submissions so you don't send a miscommunication.
No, I'm not sending a miscommunication. So what I'm saying, they are rather deceiving the Fulani community by saying that we are embracing you. Our second lady speaks Fufulde, come to rest. And today he sits back to say that it's an ECOWAS register when some of them migrated from the sub-region. So we gave them that due by allowing them as a political entity to be part of the process because we respect their rights. And constitutionally we believe that they have stayed citizens.
It does not lie in you to allow somebody to qualify as a Ghanaian.
Can you tame him?
I'm emotional because of where I come from.
You can't be emotional about anything.
Okay,
so you look at all of these processes, right? When we talk about bastardization of the EC, what do you mean by bastardizing the EC? The points we raised. You said IPAC. Granted, were the points raised at Kokomilele? Were the points raised at Adabraka? Were the points raised in your party's headquarters at Asylum Down? They were raised in IPAC, which is the appropriate forum for that to happen. So why does IPAC exist?
I mean, my question is,
again,
we were asking the NDC to come back to IPAC.
Yeah,
so some of these things can be addressed.
Yes. So
and
if
the NDC is back
iron out at IPAC, the appropriate forum is to make a case. And we're just not even doing that on our own. We are calling on the international community to be a part of this. That tells you the legitimate angle we're coming from. The UNDP, we said they're going to help in the audit process, and they're ever ready to do it because they see reason in what we are doing. Again, for a party that took the EC chair, a certain EC chair to court in 2012, our post-2012 elections, and held the entire country, international community, international businesses and local businesses for months to ransom over a frivolous court issue you have the right today to sit on national television to say that no one should attack the EC. They are bastardizing the EC. Who has bastardized the EC more than all of these activities? You have meted against it. Has the NDC ever taken the EC to court and held the country and the sitting president to ransom? The entire administration stalled for months. And you know how a new government or a government slowly kicks up to start. But you deliberately stalled the process by going to court on very frivolous issues. Right? Discrepancies. So these are the things we as a responsible party say, look, let's avoid this. Nobody can hold the country to ransom by going to court on frivolous issues and going to throw your weight about in court. At the end of the day, nothing comes out of it. So can we iron these issues before we go to the ballot? And exactly what we are doing. We have not petitioned or sponsored a petition to get a sitting EC chair removed. We are going through the process, engaging stakeholders, bringing in the international community, calling on the diplomatic community to help us have a smooth process. He sat here asking lyrically about them aiding is the MPP that championed transparent ballot boxes and what have you. Evidence from where?
No, those are factual.
Oh, factual where?
Transparent.
Right. In any case,
boxes.
In any case, I don't understand this whole expensive venture of always advocating for, transparent this, transparent that. When the process of registration, a government that is boasting about digitalization, what have you, right? You have a register that has discrepancies, not just discrepancies, significant discrepancies, illegal transfers, not happening from polling stations to polling stations, as he puts very simplistic, but happening from constituency to constituency. And that is very significant. And today, you sit here to say this. I can understand Alaji. He's got an injury time appointment. And he needs to really consolidate on it. He's now with the finance ministry. He hasn't told you.
I'm not
that one.
Oh, when did you leave?
I am not.
You got an injury time appointment, and you think that if your party leaves, he's been an outsider in the inside for a very long time. They just gave him an injury time appointment, and he thinks that.
I like the way you like to personalize it. Let's come to the main
issue. He's been an outsider.
Let's come to the main issue.
Let me come.
But Alaji, let me ask you this question: what's the problem with the forensic audit?
I think that there's a CI. There's a CI that governs our electoral process. And I think it's CI 126 at this material time. And the EC believes that they've done everything. That doesn't mean that if the demands of the NDC are heeded to, and then after filing, I heard that about over 30 people had actually requested to contest in the presidential elections. Is the EC going to listen to every one of them when they come with demands?
Well, what are you saying? What are you implying?
The NDC today are making demands on the EC.
What you're saying.
The NDC today are making demands on the EC, telling the EC what to do. For me,
you're not telling the EC what to do.
Requesting the EC.
You're being very, very mischievous about that.
Annie, you
are not telling.
Let me just
I'm sorry, because of time. I just want him to respond to that. But
before I fail.
Yes, you're not. No one is asking the EC what to do. The EC also has an obligation to listen to everybody that's a party
they have created
to the election. The NDC is a party that also has a very heavy followership. So, with your intelligence as an expert within the electoral processes, you know that you can cause chaos depending on the issues they raise. That's if you don't respond to them. So the EC itself must use an intelligence to address issues that will come up, depending on the nature of the issue.
But the EC
so issues concerning movement of names from one constituency, and it's not 2, it's not 3, it's not 10, it's in the thousands.
I recollect that somebody's been fired from, is it a Pusuga or somewhere up north?
Yes, there's Pusuga involved.
For somebody's commissions or missions within the process. So the EC itself has a way to ensure that its workers or its assignees play by the rules of the CI governing the elections. So the EC itself is taking steps to ensure that these things are corrected, as and when they are. But somebody is being held responsible, somebody is being fired from their job because of some of these infractions, right? And the EC is telling you that, look, given the generality of the elections we have to conduct, these are very isolated cases. We have flagged them, we have done what we have to do. And you see, even for me to conclude, This coming from the NDC. Today, they are telling us that they have the capacity to conduct a forensic audit of the register, and they are going to assist the EC, NDC. You recollect that post the 2020 elections, they tried to go to court when they couldn't even collate their own results. Thankfully, over the last 3 years, maybe the Omanibo Ama-led elections have built the capacity to do that. That's fine. That's okay. They will have the capacity, but I will just pray that they channel those energies to their ability to collate
this
results
is what the EC
when it comes
on 28th of August. The
he said
voter register is robust and credible. Ignore assertions that the voter register is not fit for the 2024 election.
That's from the EC.
That is taking a position that whatever is being said by any party is bogus.
That's why it's not bogus. If it were to be bogus, we wouldn't have a platform like IPAC where the political parties have an opportunity to sit with the EC to discuss some of these issues. Look, it's in everybody's interest to ensure that we have a credible register. Everybody, including the New Patriotic Party. It is in everybody's interest to ensure that we have a credible register for the elections that will ensure that the outcome is accepted by all and we move on. This is not the first time we're having elections. It is not either I win or I kill everybody. Like Dr. Mahmoud Bamia said, he even admonished the EC yesterday. Try and make sure that you have a credible process that is acceptable by all. And we will continue to support the EC's attempt. It's whatever. Its process is to ensure that we have a credible register. We will continue to support it. Prof made a point. Who said, and he thinks that
what happened? Just give him a minute to respond.
I'm just finishing up.
Yeah.
I'm just finishing up. He called the processes that went on in court as frivolous. In 2013, I think that this is very unpatriotic.
How?
Because for the first time, we laid bare our processes. Look, prior to 2013, every time you've complained about electoral processes and results, the cry from Afarijan has been, go to court, go to court. It's been so. And we dared him. It was the first time that we were able to build a case, that the Supreme Court thought we should actually look at it and go to court and go for trial. Okay. And then also, he's talking about coloration of the EC. He should go back and read the book Working with Rollins.
Okay.
Ahoy's explanation or his describing the processes where he came by Dr. Afarijan and how Dr. Afarijan ended up to be part of INEC and subsequently the EC. There were two criteria. He wasn't antagonistic to the revolution and he was skewed towards Nkrumah. It is not my rendition. It is in the book.
What's wrong with
But what's wrong with that?
It is today. The NDC are talking about coloration.
We're talking about
coloration of the EC
that have become EC deputy chair.
He's talking about coloration, and there were two important criteria that made Afarijan get into the INEC and subsequently become the EC.
Antagonistic to the revolution.
Yes.
And was what?
That was what they are looking. That is what they were looking for.
So that was coloration.
Of course. I mean, why didn't he? There were many other doctors in Ghana and in the political science department of University of Ghana who were equally as qualified as Afarijan. How did they arrive? He had gone out there to look for, I think, Dr. Dra. Okay. And he ended up meeting Afarijan somewhere within my constituency at Chimota.
So he was even looking for someone.
Someone else. But just had a chance upon somebody who fitted
at least
what they were looking for. It is not my rendition. Okay, it's in the book.
Cut Professor
Ahoy some
slack. Okay, Doc.
Yeah.
Finish.
Yeah, you should cut Professor Ahoy some slack.
Let's take
it. Trying to force words into his book.
No, it is in the book.
It's in the book. Not relax. The coloration bit was Afarijan a patron of any named political party
or
in
a communicator
Ghana, or a communicator of a named political party in Ghana. Ideologies are different. People are even in Nkrumah, but they are not CPP. That is an ideology. So Alaji should know the difference. That there is ideology and there is political coloration. And what I am insisting here is that there is political coloration. Okay. And the honesty of Prof. Ahoy ought to be lauded of what he put intellectually in the book in how they arrived. And Afarijan still stands tall as far as EC chairs are concerned. Not the near puppets you've put there, that mirror
you
an image of the political party.
Yesterday, when the president mentioned Afarijan, he referred to him as a roommate for 3 years in Legon.
I never interrupted you.
That's okay.
Right. But Akufo-Addo was a roommate and friends to Chikata and the likes of that. How has that got anything to do with anything here? Right. So roommates are nothing. Are you not friends with people from the other side of the divide? When you were MP, were you not drinking tea and other things? I don't want to say beer because I know Alaji will not touch that. Right. But in any case.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with it.
No, I say I know he will not because it's haram.
Today you have been very
right. So, you see, that's the issue.
And you understand him, right? You know where he's going. I think you should be bold. Be bold. Be bold and say what you want to say. And then we'll face it. Be bold.
As a Muslim brother.
I'm begging you.
Right. So we hold
I'm begging you not to be too friendly.
I said be bold.
Don't be overly friendly.
I wouldn't be.
Okay.
Assalamu alaikum. So what I was saying here is that Alaji made a point of ECOWAS register. Why was he doing that? Because of Voltarians. Why do you have to label people who have farms, even based on our geographical location, who are Ghanaians by birth? Because of their proximity to certain neighboring countries, you name a register in ECOWAS. Register? Is that fair? A fair thing to do. In any case, who brought about settlement of the Fulani community in Ghana? The NDC. The Rawlings administration and historically played a significant role.
No.
And today you are patronizing them, unleashing a first lady to be, because she can speak Fulidi, to go in to say that this is what we will do for you, A, B, C, D. Right? That deception would not wash. Exactly what I'm telling you. But in all of what is happening here, I am saying that they don't have any right. And for me, allowed the NDC leadership in how they are democratically going about this. They started first at IPAC. Right. Dejen Mensah, a lady who left the third sector, who was instrumental, right, in a charade of organizing inter-party dialogues and what have you, now is given the mandate to run elections in Ghana peacefully. Right. It's not happy to engage with leading political parties who have concerns. They can be allies, they can be whatever, but there's a process to which you go. That's why IPAC was formed. So if they don't hear us at IPAC, we went all the way out to hold press conferences to call for these. Right. We told the Peace Council of what is happening. We enumerated issues that these must be adhered to, which include in an election where a security officer can kneel and aim into a crowd of civilians and fire gunshots. Can that be a peaceful election? If nothing has been done about it, how do you go into a 21st century election without addressing these needs? Right? So the cost of life.
Those issues would have been legitimate
at the end of the day, you rather want to come and define the value of human life, right, in Ghana by paying such pittance who were breadwinners of families to their families. How much is that money under this devalued cedi, under this pernicious economy, to borrow the words of Kenoforiata that we are going through? Look at the pittance that we paid. And this is what they are invariably telling every Ghanaian.
But you've indicated that you will increase it when you...
Yes, but that is why we need to, because it's not commensurate of the individual life, because they have defined...
But no amount is commensurate anyway.
But no amount is. That's why I'm coming to say that, which is why, but to them, that is the value of human life in Ghana, who died through an election. And we are calling for the peaceful process in a democratic piecemeal. And Alaji sits here and he's saying that we are bastardizing the EC. Bastardizing the EC indeed? I think bastardization, or the word bastardization, ought to be looked at or re-looked at. When you boycotted parliament in 92, you boycotted a parliamentary process in 92, held the country to ransom in 2013 by taking frivolous issues to court.
Someone says that if the institution is not performing what is expected of them, you will bastardize them. Yes. Can't you do that? Well,
no, but again, we are going through a letdown process. And it's what we said. Demonstrations are part of a democratic process, isn't it, Anne? So how is demonstration a process? When you have the father of demonstrations, who is a certain president, yet he is afraid of any demonstration that comes up. Kumi Prepo.
Afraid?
No. Kumi Prepo, who was on the front line?
No, I was in Kumi Prepo.
No, but who was on the front line?
He was in there.
And today he fears demonstrations.
He is never. Don't be deceived.
Annie, when I keep
don't be
deceived.
Him, that he loves debate.
He has. Oh, Alaji,
he loves to debate people.
Alaji, I'm speaking.
Wow, he loves. I am telling you.
Alaji, what debates are he have? When he gets a podium, he flexes his muscles and disappears.
Remember when the legal students were on the street demonstrating and we opened hot water cannon on them?
Cannons on them.
Oh, you know. You see.
Look, when you went to sell snakes, Annie, I'm on the floor.
We started the cost sharing.
You finish.
Yeah,
let
me finish. Look, this is a man who fears demonstration more than ever before. Let them say they should be a demonstration, and you see the release of armored vehicles, barricades, and what have you. And what I say, he behaves like Caligula in ancient Rome. I mean it. Just look at the traits he exhibits as a leader when we talk about this. Right, there's a certain level of he's erratic sometimes in these decisions. Okay, well, I am going to criticize anyone who comes after me. The country is literally under siege. Even headmasters of institutions have become so politicized that they can't talk when they are feeding food that, yes, what is the food really edible? Would you feed that to your kids, Alaji? You will not.
Hey, but your word is too hard.
Okay, well, if it is, I'll tone it down. But that is the word, because you've seen the food. It's not quality.
You really wanted to put across the word. I've seen that you wanted to put the word across.
Well, I respect your audience, but it is the emotional damage is emanating out of the kind of attachment they give to these programs, such as school feeding and the likes of that. And you're feeding these kids nothing to write home about, nothing nutritious about it. You are talking about the free SHA debate that happened on the podium of the Bar Association, which wouldn't have even happened in the first place. Quality is of essence. Has the president ever talked about quality of free SHS? In any case, as we sit today, after 5 years of implementing a policy, it's only good to review it. And I think that they don't understand the terminology review. We can talk about that till the cows come home. That never happened. As we speak today, what is the quality of the numeracy, right, and literacy skills of our free SHS graduates, those living the system? This is what we should be speaking to as far as quality is concerned. So if there's anything to be spoken about at the Bar Conference as far as free SHS is concerned, this is what we should be doing.
Okay, this one says that, Annie, good morning. In fact, the stench coming from Ramsar site is not good at all. Of the whole community 12 is smelling, and as a result of the refuse, that is the location I forward. Oh, that's the location I forwarded. Okay, so he's forwarded the location to me from Alhaji Haunana. The environment is so badly polluted. You say, okay, for the Ramsar site issues another day. It's a total lie if that Nanado is the most cited in legal reports in Ghana. We have to check. It's something that should be on record. I
didn't even want to go there. Even Lord Denning.
No, it's something that they should speak to. It's not what someone.
So that's why I didn't want to even speak to it. But in any case, Afarijan ever allowed forensic audits? It's on record. You can go and check it and dispute me.
Okay. So
Afarijan allowed forensic audits. Why is Jane not allowing forensic audits? Did the EC not hold a press conference and agreed that these discrepancies the NDC are raising indeed happened? They did.
Okay.
So what is Alaji talking about?
Okay. So this one says that, Annie, kindly alert your guests as a host not to talk over you as a host. I must respect you as a host.
Thank you.
When you need to interject.
Thank you.
It's your show.
Thank you.
It's your house.
Yes.
Thank you.
Annie, this is one of your admirers out there. Go straight to the point. This is one of your admirers. Tell him to go straight to the point and stop passing corners.
No, in reading the comments, I didn't like your finger pointing at me. That I didn't find. I didn't find too good.
I'm not touching money to you. He likes the way I'm always patient. Yes. Yeah, I mean, sometimes it's nice to be patient. Don't worry.
Good morning, Ohene.
I'm catered for, yeah. So, he says, hello, Annie. Could you kindly ask Husseini the following questions for me? Why is the MPP so quick to vehemently defend the EC? I think that's what you wanted to write. So why does it seem like the MPP has become the mouthpiece of the EC? What's wrong with the NDC requesting for a forensic audit of register in the furtherance of credibility of the December 7 elections? Okay. Musa Bato says that I fully support Chairman Nsidin Ketia and flag bearer John Mahama's call for a nationwide demonstration on September 17. The widespread errors in the voter register threaten the very foundation of our democracy, making it crucial for Electoral Commission to audit the register and ensure a credible election process. We are united and determined to hold the EC accountable as we appreciate the support from Julius Debra as well. Okay, now Julius Debra, what support is he giving to it? Okay, good morning, Annie. The call for a forensic audit by the NDC is a step in the right direction towards cleansing the register, which is inundated with the transfer of votes who are supposed to vote in a particular constituency to a different constituency. That's my concern. In a major case, this is not the first time a forensic audit has been called for by a political party, and moreover, the funding agencies are ready to sponsor. David Edu is the one sending this in. Okay, Dr. Boma has sent me, Dr. Omani Boma, has sent me some pictures of numbers and IDs that I think were victims of the transfer. So we have observer 1, we have observer, okay, observer 1, we have observation 3. So these are reports. I'm sure they received. Observation 4. Okay, I can't put the IDs out because of the persons involved.
Yeah, privacy and all of that. Yeah,
but
what he's telling you the evidence. We're not doing it on empty. He's not like drumming an empty drum. He has evidence.
Yeah.
And I must commend Dr. Omoniebuama for the fantastic job he's done thus far as the electoral processes are concerned. He's exhibited formidability, resilience.
You're talking over here. Let's hit to attach here.
Yeah, and he's... Oh, I'm not talking over here. All right, he should.
I'm just
no idea.
Honorable Atachi has no interest. I know him very well. Our very respected senior.
He better declare
he has no interest.
Honorable Atachi was very, very honest.
If he has any interest, he should declare it and stop passing corners.
He said that if sometimes, even when there's a banter, if my comments are not to the advantage of his party, he just likes my patience. And
that is a fact.
So it's
it's a fact.
And he made a comment in a very open way. We attended Dr. Baumia's Meet the Press, and I mean, in the midst of everybody, Paul Adumachi was there, Kojo Ponkuma was there. He was saying before.
Why are you putting up a
defense?
Why are you explaining yourself?
You are trying to promote some. But you are pushing me in a corner. I don't like. I'm not comfortable with the corner you are pushing.
You know, he likes to personalize issues like that. Even me, I'm not comfortable.
I will not allow you.
I hope Oide doesn't fire another text to say that I'm harassing me.
Please ask Mr. Husseini, why is the MPP now the mouthpiece of the... Okay, I think I've read this from another person, so let me just leave it here. But
can I react to that?
No. Are you a mouthpiece? No. Are you?
Oh, the texter said you should ask me. So I thought it was just fair for you to give me.
I'm reading their messages.
Okay. Right.
No responses. For the second consecutive year, the president is engaged in name calling using the platform of GBA. I believe the GBA should not allow the platform to be used for such vindictive politicking, you say. Okay. You know, still on the EC, there's a message a letter I received. Let me see if I can capture excerpts of the letter. And it's quite serious. The tone of the letter is serious. And I'm sure some of you may have received such messages on your phone regarding elections or campaigns, you know, coming from a particular candidate. So this is Aloga Akatapori.
Hey.
His address is there. I'm not going to mention the address.
Is that him? Himself?
Yes.
Aloga himself?
Yes.
Akatapori?
Yes.
That we know?
Yes.
From the revolution era.
Oh, you see, he's trying to do
the friend of JJ Rollins. No, I just wanted to be sure.
I don't know.
Say good morning.
You don't know if it's him.
Comrade Aloga Akatapori.
Okay,
and my good morning to him.
Aloga Akatapori. Are you greeting him too?
No, names like that send shivers down my spine. So when I hear names like this, I just
So this one says that 9 September 2024, Madam Jean Mensah, it's addressed to the EC, right? Follow up on previous correspondence, potential compromise of voter information. I trust this letter finds you well. I'm writing to follow up on my previous correspondence dated 23rd of August 2024 regarding the potential breach of personal data collected by you for election purposes. You will recall that I registered on the 12th of May 2024 and noticed a potential breach on 23rd May 2024, when I received a campaign text message purporting to be from one of the presidential candidates in the December 2024 polls. The unsolicited campaign message I received clearly indicated the misuse of specific details of my registration, strongly suggesting that unauthorized access to my voter registration data may take note of the word may have occurred. A copy of my letter on the 23rd of August 2024 is attached for your reference. Since submitting my complaint, I have received acknowledgements from several of the recipients, including Data Protection Commission, DPC, Codeo, and the Peace Council. Unfortunately, I'm yet to receive any acknowledgements or response from your office. Given the critical nature of this issue, I kindly urge the Electoral Commission to engage with my concerns and provide a response. The president's example, particularly his leadership in the Kumipreko demonstrations of the 1990s against military dictatorship, sets a very high standard for civic duty. It is with a similar sense of responsibility exemplified by the president that I feel compelled to continue pursuing this matter. Now, the president's background in human rights activism to continue pursuing, in human rights activism and his unwavering commitment to freedom and justice have emphasized the importance of standing up not only for one's own rights, but also for those others, especially the most vulnerable in society, in this case, baby adults. In his inaugural speech, the president called on all Ghanaians to be active citizens, not spectators, urging each of us to take responsibility for protecting our democracy and the rights of every individual as critical aspect of good citizenship. Therefore, should I continue to conceive no response from your office, one of the next steps available to me is to submit a formal petition to the president, who has consistently demonstrated his dedication to upholding the rights of all Ghanaians, irrespective of ethnicity, political affiliation, or social status. My concern is not only rooted in this breach itself, but in the impunity with which the actor acted, showing a complete disregard for the sanctity of personal data that belongs to primary young citizens who had just turned 18. These young Ghanaians who are just beginning to engage with our democratic system now face a risk of having their personal data, biometric information misused for decades to come. They will be justified in questioning why they even took the risk to participate in this democratic process, an experiment whose true value, benefits, and security they have yet to experience and may never do. The letter has about 4 paragraphs more, but I'll leave it here. I'm sure the message is clear. It's signed by Aloga Akatapori, and the address is there. The contact is also there. I think we'll do the contact later as news people, but I can't mention it.
It's public, right?
Yes.
It's a public
yes.
letter. So why you...
The number, the contact?
It's contact.
Oh,
yes,
I'm not going to call the contact here.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. But you see, I haven't sent the letter, but from what you read, I'm happy that he...
I can forward it to you.
I would love to say that he actually went on to say how consistent the president had been in fighting for the human rights in this country, and that one you cannot take it away from Nana Addo Dankwa. Okay, you cannot.
Just hold on.
The other one,
my producers are prompting me to take a breather, so let's come back. We'll still deal with the elections.
Right.
We've actually.
Do you know someone who's making a difference in your community? someone whose selfless actions and dedication to helping others deserves recognition, then it's time to celebrate these incredible individuals on MTN Heroes of Change.
It's time to nominate those selfless individuals to win 100,000 Ghana cedis and other cash prizes and be crowned MTN Hero of Change. You can also nominate a blogger or someone in the digital space and any of the media houses to win our new category of Digital Hero and Media Hero of Change. Just fill an online nomination form at mtn.com.gh or send a WhatsApp with a 1-minute video of your nominee's project on 055-141-1122. Deadline for nominations is 18th October 2024, so don't waste time. Nominate your hero now.
MTN Heroes of Change. Be the change you wish to see.
Choose the perfect prize for you every week and stand to win your choice of exciting prizes. All to get more of what matters to you. Exclusive to Betway. Betway, get way more. Terms and conditions apply. Regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. No under 18.
Experience the enhanced protection of Star Motor Third Party Extra from Star Assurance, an enhanced motor third party insurance policy that provides cover for loss or damage to your vehicle's windscreens, side mirrors, back glass, and other glass components. Whether it's a crack or major damage, you can drive with the assurance that your vehicle is well protected. Our commitment to you includes affordable coverage options and a claims process that is both fast and straightforward, so you spend less time dealing with paperwork and more time on the road. Also, we have proudly partnered with Hope for Little Lives, an organization dedicated to supporting children in need. By choosing Star Motor Third Party Extra, you're protecting your vehicle and making a positive impact. Every policy you buy helps bring joy and support to children in underserved communities. Reach out to us now on our toll-free numbers 0800-177-177 or 0302-245-906 to sign up. Let us help you drive with peace of mind and purpose. Star Motor Third Party Extra. Drive with confidence, give back with heart.
Star Assurance, your solid partner.
Choose the perfect prize every week and stand to win your choice of exciting prizes. All to get more of what matters to you. Exclusive to Betway. Betway, get way more. Terms and conditions apply. Regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. No under 18.
Cratchy, unemu bua unkoisha Dr. Ban uye denwa.
Yala, oh mesi ya mfano kola mi buru wa. Ayi maami go buru. Ni atele be ko bra. Mumi mfano ko Dr. Ban ho. Dr. Ban o ya de. Bra, se banu no mpemu adwuma sasabro slow Dr. Ban o ye.
Sai ni temi kwa na meka. Oh no mpemu ni ndi ono na ye expect nya zanfo no. O akra eni kumasi no mpemu expect yen kan kire.
The luckiest.
Star 712 hash.
Luck is everywhere.
8K. Hey, you get an 8K. Get a package when you come. One lie. Hey, wait.
You go put it on his tab. This is my man.
Good luck. We'll ready. We have star 712. Someone dialing the magic numbers. Star 712. Now welcome to the luckiest. And now with me at home ticket. You can buy for yourself or your loved one.
Mommy, tell mommy who's here.
You're buying for me, right?
Or who else?
Oh.
Let's choose buy tickets for adults.
Love you, boo boo.
Maybe straight to option 4. Now we try. You need to buy tickets worth 50 Ghana to qualify. Yes, you can buy random or preferred tickets. I'm choosing random tickets. Listen, if you buy the random ticket, the system chooses a random number for you. But if you buy the preferred, you get to input your own preferred 5 digits. 5.
Baby, give me your 5 numbers.
And how much are we buying?
Babe, look at the body and buy you.
With your body,
Hey,
Dema, tread cautiously. Now follow the prompts and confirm. Now the luckiest.
The luckiest is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas platform, not for persons below 18 years. TNCs apply.
Hello, my name is Roland Walker. I'm here at Coastal Park. It's one of the many courts belonging to estate masters, and they are into service plots, property management, and luxury homes. And just in case you want to make that decision to invest into a landed property, estate masters is the right choice to make. If it is from an indenture, a site plan, you want it also barcoded, all is available. You might have heard about Chopoli. It's where we have the next cottage of estate masters. It is not only one of the thriving, but the most inviting landed property sites for you also to invest in. We encourage you, do invest in the next cottage at Chopoli. It is just close to the yet to be demarcated airport. That also will be a valuable property for you to invest in.
Fusaini and also Dr. Sharif Khalid with us. But let me just remind you that Betway is your guarantee to get way more chances to play. Betway says that you pick your prices and let you choose your preferred promotion to make perfect sports bet every week, and from your payout to cash back. Plus, you will also stand a chance to choose your own prize, from vouchers to electronics, and then grand prize of airline tickets. Visit betway.com.gh and find out more. Terms and conditions apply. Regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. Betway, play responsibly. Blue Jeans energy drink is also on the market. Having been there for 20 years, it gives you vitamin B2, B3, B6, B12, as well as taurine and guarana, which are to boost your strength and energy, as well as promote high performance and endurance. Blue Jeans energy drink has been tested and tried, and is indeed the best on the market. So Blue Jeans energy drink is for the bold and active men and women. Go on and grab a can today and power your day. It's in shops nationwide. Contact Budget Cash and Carry Limited on 0208-128-190 or 055-0000. All right. So I just read a few minutes ago Akatapori's letter that has to do with data protection breach. If you don't understand, if you are maybe a person that's received a message from any of the candidates that says, "Dear Annie, I am coming to," so let's say if I live in Medina and maybe my constituency, and then, "Dear Annie, this is Alhaji Issa Fusaini, presidential candidate for the MPP. I'm coming to..."
Come on,
Medina.
Presidential candidate.
Okay, this is Dr. Baumia. I'm just citing an example. I just didn't want to use anybody's name. Yeah, I didn't want to use any legal
The
name.
system is working. You can't even take small accolades in studio because they'll ostracize him again. Yeah?
I'm pushing you small.
No, he was brought back in for injury time appointment. He's scared that they'll kick him out. The party is very vindictive. He knows.
Okay. So if you had any information or message of that nature, then it means that like some personal information or data about you has been given out, or someone has access to that data. And I have seen messages, people have sent me such messages. I don't think I have the right to even put it on air yet. So I hold on to that. But there are people in the system that have already started complaining that data that was collated by the EC is being given out to presidential candidates, and they are using it to their benefits, which they are. And that is what has called for this tone of letter released and sent to the Electoral Commission. All right, and I saw a copy of it. You wanted to say or
I wanted to show, yes,
okay,
one message that I received.
So this is, "Thank you very much, chiefs and people of Greater Accra region, for your incredible support during the phase 1 of my campaign tour. Vote for change to reset Ghana."
Coming from?
John Mahama.
Thank you. Thank you. I received this on my phone a couple of days ago.
But was it addressed as Issa Fusaini, so and so and so?
I don't
because
know. Somebody might have.
No, he mentioned the region.
But this one We had examples of them in the previous elections from all presidential candidates.
I didn't complain. I'm lost at what
Akatapori
is referring to, but it's instructive also in his letter that he has said unauthorized access may have had unauthorized access. I don't think it's proven. Even if it's proven, I'm sure that we have a Data Protection Act, Act 843 of 2012. I mean, it governs how. I'm not too sure if there had been any amendments to the Mother Act since it was enacted, but it governs the use of data when you give out data, and for a lot of the institutions, especially when you give out data online, you're given the option whether they are at liberty to use the data for other purposes. So you describe some of these things and you choose the options that you want. I'm thinking that it's a good call. It's a good call that when people have access to your data, they should use it for the purpose for which you give them that data. And unless you have agreed for them to use it for other purposes, they should just take it to the purpose. But I also don't know the link between those messages on our phones and the EC's data. I recollect when I was registering, they took my phone number. But when you exhibit the register, I can't recollect phone numbers showing vividly. I also know that for some of the analysis that we do, when you take the register, sometimes you need to know who they are, and so sometimes you drill down. But also the extent to which you can drill down and get to the personal data of people, I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure, because when you see...
That's where I was coming to, that I have seen a message where it's addressed to a person, and the person's name.
Yeah.
And they sent to Annie. Hello, Annie. Good afternoon. I am the presidential candidate for so and so. I'm coming to your area, so come and join me. And it was so personal that you feel very much associated to.
The reality today, Anne, is that if I know your number, if I know a number, that is correct in the 10-digit form, easily I can get to the owner of it without any special device or any special data.
But that's a very crude way. You need to go so many steps. How could you have said this was generated en masse?
That's so much.
Maybe a Momo detail or something, but that's very crude.
You can do it, but
that'll take a lot of time at the speed at which this is happening.
Unless you can. We are speaking on a very rudimentary level. When people really mean to get, they might be sophisticated to get maybe hundreds of thousands at a go. See, so I support the call.
Do they have the consent of those people to use those? That's what we should be saying. There's clear data breach here.
I support the call. If it's in breach of the act, I think anybody can hold the EC to it and all of that. But before I land, I needed to make two very quick points. As to Prof here mentioned how the second lady is involving people who speak a particular language. What was the language you mentioned?
Well, you should have paid particular attention.
A particular language, and inciting them to vote for the NPP. And that it was Jerry John Rawlings, former president, who either facilitated their inclusion into our society or community. I think that he should go back to the history of this nation. And he should go back to the constitutional provisions that made one qualified to be a Ghanaian and hence to participate in our electioneering process. Alas, for the 1992 Constitution, one of your grandparents needs to be a Ghanaian. In the first Republican Constitution, I think that by 1957, at the time that Ghana was pronounced to be an independent nation, your presidency gave you the option to opt to be a Ghanaian or not. I have three of my grandparents being Ghanaians. They are Ghans. The fourth one is not a Ghanaian, but by virtue of my, even under the 1982 Constitution, I qualify, so I'm here. So it is very, some of these things are very, we should very, and tread cautiously. The other one is that I want to make a point that boycotts in themselves democratic. In 1992, we boycotted the parliamentary elections. But your viewers, if they cast their minds back, in those days, presidential and parliamentary elections were held on different dates. And we have learned from some of those experiences. We boycotted, we didn't threaten anybody. We went back to write a book which today has contributed to the development of our democratic dispensation. We wrote a stolen verdict. And historically, and it's good that some of the people who contributed to that book, Professor Michael Kwe and the likes, they're still around. We had gone back, we had boycotted the elections. We've used our democratic rights. Look, in elections, even when you decide not to vote, it's also democratic.
Right.
So we didn't threaten anybody. We didn't go cutting heads. We didn't go threatening the independent National Electoral Commission. I think it was Udrono Mapa who was heading the institution at the time. We didn't go threatening anybody, but we exercised our democratic right to stay out of the elections. And as a result, today, we have our parliamentary and presidential elections being held the same day.
Okay.
Just a quick response to Alaji. Historically, Alaji is Moshi, and he'll admit that he is. And if we trace his historical antecedents, he knows where he's coming from. That no one is questioning him being Ghanaian or whatsoever.
But he has justified his.
But what I'm saying is that in time past, right, these Fulanis who are mostly nomads were being harassed and denied Ghanaian citizenship or the ability to participate in our democratic process. Today, they become crown jewels of our elections simply because the second lady speaks their language.
They have not become crown jewels.
That's what they are doing. They are classifying them as such, deploying their arsenal.
My point
right?
is that
No, Alaji, I didn't interrupt you. So let me. So they have seen them as their crown jewel when we had allowed them to settle. So by the constitutional instrument, whatever he's using or provisions, that his grandparents, when these nomads come, they move maybe from north to south. These are probably third generation Fulanis, fourth generation Fulanis. What tells you that by virtue of the fact that Alaji, who is a Moshi man, qualified as a Ghanaian citizen, so most of them don't. But we used to harass them. Suddenly, they are faking and acting friendly towards them, and that is what I'm calling them out for.
Oh, okay.
That is my point. I'm calling them out on it. They should stop the charade. Right? So in terms of Alaji, you had your point.
Okay.
You had your point. In any case, when you talk about the stolen verdict, when you talk about the biased views of the likes of Mike Okwe, who found themselves in the ivory tower and thought could flex their muscles by writing their own perspective of what they thought it was. When you say boycotting is a democratic process, demonstration is equally a democratic process. That's why we go to the police to seek permission, to seek routes to which we will pass through. And what is wrong with that? Are they both not democratic processes? Right? I told you that you guys don't have any moral grounds or locus to talk about an attack on an independent body such as the EC. Right? In any case, just not the EC, this certain president. Look at the tone of letters he writes to Parliament, asking them to desist from transmitting letters to him and all of those. Attacking independent institutions. Who has attacked independent institutions than the certain president? And you tend to talk about this. And his new found word, I don't know whether it's emanating from the last conference held, misinformation. Anything these days, he can't conclude without misinformation when they have been running the country on propaganda.
Right.
Releasing Facebook and social media algorithms all over the place to deploy information that is not authentic. And today he stands on a podium talking about misinformation every day.
Interestingly,
someone has sent me a message. I live in Accra, but I vote in my village. I received the same message when the vice president visited my constituency. Why can't we be honest with ourselves concerning pressing issues in this country? Derek sent this into our page. But let me just use a few minutes. We have a few minutes to go. We'll touch on galamsey issues. And I've actually made it a point that all the guests that will come will give us their bits or their bites on galamsey. Ken Ashigbe says that we're in crisis, but no one is responding. Galamsey, to do nothing is no longer an option. Asante Hene. Government to take decisive decision against galamsey. Sorry, that is from the Lands Minister. The government is preparing to take decisive decision against illegal mining, also known as galamsey, in response to the growing national discourse and calls for an immediate ban on all forms of...
Annie, be fair to me and read this as well. Just be fair to me.
Is it so?
Is Alaji kind enough?
Is it supposed to be for public consumption?
Yes, public consumption. You read Alaji's own form.
Dear Khaled, join me on Friday, 6 September 2024, as the responsibility bus arrives in Ayawaso West constituency. I will visit Santana Market, Okponglo in Python. And Baulation, okay. I look forward to sharing the bold solutions for the next chapter of Ghana with you. It is possible, Dr. Baumia.
Yeah, compare the two.
This is personal.
This is personal.
That's
Who is
why,
breaching
that's why
data issues
are
here?
raising concerns.
And allow you not, be objective enough so you can
says that
dissect the
it's easy
issues.
to find out who owns a particular number.
How easy?
These days. You go to the communication...
And you can get them en masse,
the
way they are and deploying it. They don't give it to you.
I don't want to say you're being disingenuous. I don't want to say that. I don't want to say that. But what I said is that we have a Data Protection Act. People have their rights under that act, and that if your data is being used, you
have the right to.
You have the right to take it.
Okay, that's a few minutes ago.
Yes, his party's King Kongs.
Alaji, you say you're going to government to take decisive decision on galamsey. Alaji.
And you seem to be disingenuous when you were introducing that. That one I won't mince words at all. Because I found it very, when you were reading.
Yes, because it was very
reading
ridiculous.
it and you giggled. I didn't think it was.
There was a headline that had to do with Attorney General talking about the prosecution of a certain number of
76, 18 foreign nationals.
Yeah, foreign nationals. Yeah, I'll find the headline.
Yeah.
But why are we now going to take decisive decision against galamsey?
It's maybe galamsey today hits you as a Ghanaian and affects all of us. I mean,
yes, I found it.
Affects
Daily
all
Guide,
of us.
850 standing trial for galamsey.
Yeah.
Attorney General.
76 or 78 convicted. It includes 18 foreign nationals.
Foreign nationals.
Yeah.
Okay.
Galamsey today is topical, and so it found space also at the bar conference, and I'm thinking that it's appropriate. Today, galamsey is illegal mining, I should say. The distinction between what legal small-scale mining is and then what an illegal process is kind of confusing, and there's a thin line. I have seen some videos of the extent to which we are degrading our environment, which is scary. It is an existential threat to us alive today and for generations unborn. And I think that it is a right call that we take decisive action today to forestall the calamity that might befall us years down the line. It is not the first time government is taking decisive actions. The president himself in the past, when this matter has become topic, and he's put his presidency. In 2020, he risked everything going into the elections. We had a total ban on small-scale mining, total ban, whether legal or illegal. And obviously, as a party, as a government, we have lived with the repercussions. So we are never afraid to take very, very far-reaching decisions that could have impact either on us as a political party or as a government. So it is nothing that we have shied away from. Today, we've heeded the calls of the Ghana Medical Association and its other associated bodies within the health sector. Today I'm hearing UTAG also speak on it. There are bodies coming up and making pronouncements. It is not falling on deaf ears. Government itself, from yesterday, I heard that the Minister for Lands is summoning the regional ministers on a crucial meeting. You recollect in time past, the President himself had met the traditional rulers some time ago in Kumasi, all to fight this menace. So we've seen significant leaders, traditional leaders like the King of Ashanti. He's undertaking some distillment as a result of galamsey, and I think that for where we are today, we have to take responsibility, and we shouldn't allow a few. For me, I think it's greed that is driving this whole thing. A few greedy people to impact our environment and our economy to that extent. But you see, the government also has a duty. Government has a duty to also protect certain other people or other interests, and so it's an appropriate call that the Minister for Lands summon the regional ministers. Let's get back to the drawing board. Let's see what is working, what is not working, and then we can fight this menace. You see, I heard UTAG calling for a total ban on small-scale mining. We have done that in the past. We did that in the past. I will admit that there were certain level of successes chalked where the turbidity levels of the water bodies started improving. And we've gone back to times when they started deteriorating again. I think that it's a matter of urgency. I expect that by the time the minister sits with these regional ministers, they will leave with some actionable points. They get into the regions, particularly in the mining areas, to ensure that this menace is fought. But you see, I have seen young people like we have on the screen on chamfines and all of that, and people sometimes want to rationalize the fact that maybe there are no jobs or there are no means of but it's gotten to an extent where farmlands and cocoa farms and all of that are being destroyed and in favor of mining activities. And I think that it's a cause of concern at this material moment, and so we need to be up and doing. And I think that it's in the right direction for the minister to make this call and get to the regional ministers acting within their jurisdictions to fight this menace.
Right.
Oh. Well, galamsey.
Sorry. Beyond that, we have professed how going forward we intend to fight this menace. And rather than allow people to go exploring everywhere, we're trying to ensure that data is available so that people won't go digging within their rooms in an attempt to explore for gold within settlements. But you see, the way sometimes some of these things are done, if I decide to dig within my house or my room, I don't know how some of these things are going to be monitored. We have the laws, but as a people, we are not heeding to our laws. Because look, even cutting a tree within your own compound, you need to seek permission from your local assembly and all of that. But we have looked on for environment to be hit to this extent. We can only correct and get better from this point.
Right.
Yeah, Annie, this is a subject very dear to my heart, not just in the political sense of it, but as a professional. I've spent my entire academic life, I mean, if you a part of my specialism is extractive sector accounting and finance. So if you'd see, I've got numerous publications in this regard as far as Ghana is concerned. And most often than not, as you'll see, we scapegoat the wrong people, right, in terms of those who get involved in galamsey activities. Why do I say this? Those we found, or those that are found on galamsey sites, are not the actual funders of galamsey. The actual funders of galamsey are probably in pinstripe suits in New York, in London, in Geneva, or somewhere else having a fantastic time. They are on lead roles or front rows in our churches and mosques or masjids. They are playing critical roles in society. Some probably as even Council of State members. And here we are, some as ministers of states. And we chase the wrong people and take the wrong approach. Using guns and boots is not the way to fight galamsey. We go there, we seize chamfans, we seize excavators, we burn them in communist style and tend to think that we've solved the problems of galamsey. Tomorrow, they go back. You see, we used to make this erroneous impression to say that, okay, galamsey is a livelihood issue. It has become a hydra-headed problem now. Because yes, indeed, it used to be a livelihood issue in the sense that when mining activities encroach communities and they need to empower the average citizenry there, they say, okay, we're giving you alternative livelihood. But the alternative livelihood here is that go and rear grass cutters, which may not be commensurate to what they would get if they risk their life getting under these holes to get it. It's not about their lives. Annie, compare us to other African countries. Right. I've just returned from Zimbabwe in the last couple of days. Annie, to cut a tree in your own compound, you need permit from the city council to do so.
It's same here.
Right? But why are we doing all of this with impunity? Right? Zimbabwe does not have mineral resources. Why are they not having galamsey? That is even a broken economy. They don't even have a currency because they spend the US dollar. Because they are still trying to have a legal tender as a national currency. And this is how organized Zimbabwe is. You should see how green Harare is. And here we are on old glories. What have we not done in the last 8 years? Operation Galamsey, Operation Vanguard, Operation Calm, Operation whatever. Look at the amount of money, the quantum of investment we've spent in this. Is that commensurate to the fight? A Minister of Environment resigned over this. Frimpong Boateng, I'm talking about him and the report. What have we done? But you see, it is the act of impunity and the endorsement of impunity. But I want to give this credit to the civil society organizations that has actually brought up this debate that most politicians, especially the ruling government, were trying to show.
Not necessarily the media.
All right, and the media. So I'm calling all stakeholders.
I
was going to come to that. They eliminated it. I mean, of course, I give credit. Yeah, it's really sad, Annie. You travel along the route in the western region or northwest, northern west region, right? To your left, you see water bodies, broad daylight. You are driving on the major street. Galamsey activities are happening. Where is this culture of impunity coming from? But where? You know where it's coming from, right? What didn't happen to Akonta mines, right? Some of the names they even give to these ridiculous companies is insulting. Akonta. Why? No, it's insulting to the good people of Ghana. Akonta. And trace around it, you see remnants of Akonta. No,
you're being overly critical of somebody.
No, I'm being overly critical of our own impunity that we inject in the system. Who can go into forest reserves and do whatever they want to do? Under the Sir John Forestry Administration, what did we not see? And these emboldened people, the Aisha one case, the Chinese lady, what did you not see? How did the state handle it? And today, you are splashing on banner headlines of friendly newspapers that you have 800 people under prosecution. Who are you deceiving? So it's this gimmickry. It's this gimmickry that affects the fight. Because they saw what happened with Aisha's case. If there are even 1,000 foreigners in prison, they know. They see what has happened with Aisha and they know what they can do and get away with it. How are we coordinating? Look, Annie, this is an international fight. Let's not joke about it. Right? What is the supply chain of this gold that leaves there? Place. We talk about fair trade gold. We talk about gold that must come clean. Gold that is devoid of illegality. But what source? What's the supply chain? It goes into countries, as intelligence report will have it, like India, right, and the UAE. How are we collaborating with their embassies? Because where it's gotten to is at a very high proportion.
But we are even licensing international or foreigners to mine illegally. We are foreigners.
So that is what I'm saying. That how are we collaborating? Alaji, let me conclude. How we
are foreigners engaging.
Alaji, I am on.
License to do illegal mining.
Somebody's what?
Being licensed to do illegal mining.
We have licensed companies that are engaging in galamsey. You think that's not a fact? Should we show you videos?
Go on. Okay. So what I'm saying here, Annie, is this. We need to just not sit down with ministers, some of whom are involved in this act. Let's bring the diplomats. Right? The ambassador of UAE, what have you to say? We know, this is our intelligence report, this is our surveillance, it says. As far as illegal gold trade are concerned, you're getting into your market in Dubai or in Abu Dhabi or where have you. What have you to say to this? How can we create counterintelligence to see how we can curb this? Because if there's no supply chain, it's going to stop. The Indian High Commissioner, what are you saying? We know that this is happening in Mumbai. As far as there's a big market in Hyderabad or wherever it is in India.
And who are we expecting to assemble these people? The government?
The government, of course. We have a foreign ministry. We have the president. That's why they have diplomatic representation.
You're suggesting something that you know is highly impossible.
That's not highly impossible. It's doable. Why are they represented?
It is doable, but it's not possible that the government will do that.
No, I'm asking them to do that. This because we are all calling for solutions here.
Well, okay.
We are all calling for solutions here. In any case,
your suggestion.
Yeah, in any case, you look at the whole process of illegal mining activity. Look at the historical.
Alaji doesn't agree, but he knows they won't do it.
I'm daring Alaji's government to do it if they have.
But you know you won't do it.
So what I'm saying here is that, Annie, you look at what fuels, or you look at the historical antecedents of or history of small-scale mining activities. This was meant to empower local Ghanaians to participate in the process, right? So now, if we empower them without the financial muscle, as it may, to engage in the venture, which is capital intensive, what do? They take the licenses, go and bring in rich Indians or Emiratis or Chinese to come and fund the process while they have their names on paper. And this is what is happening. So the fight has moved beyond a livelihood fight. It's a hydra-headed one. It's hybrid in nature now, and we need to fight it internationally, as I've indicated. Except that we have no country to run. But as I said, the culture of impunity, what happens to our forests, what happens with Akunta, what happens with Aisha, is what is emboldening most people to think that they can get away with it, with these kind of impunity. And if we have this culture of impunity still ongoing, we may have no country to run. We may have no water to run. We may probably start importing water at a point, like we do for fuel.
People are already doing that.
What? Like we do for fuel?
Why? Do we have enough capacity? We don't import fuel.
Sorry?
We have enough capacity? Is that what you're saying, that all of our fuel is gotten here?
Even if we refine all of the fuel that we produce in Ghana, it won't be enough.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying, we are importing.
So it will be normal to import.
So I'm not...
I'm sure you're listening to what's happening next door in Nigeria. Queues upon
Good
queues.
morning, Annie. From Mark from US, it says that the threat of galamsey requires a sustained, multifaceted approach involving government, civil society, and local communities. One section cannot do it alone. Let's reset to the era of gather them and sell days. That's how the galamsey name was actually formed.
What?
Gather
and sell.
It's a corrupted version. Yeah, gather them and sell. So it got corrupted to galamsey. You are the finance ministry.
It was
they need to brief you on this so that you can
I am not at the finance ministry.
To the community mining that has been introduced. Gentlemen, all right. Interesting discussion this morning. Thank you, Mark from USA. Good morning to you. Good morning, Annie. I think the inconsistencies in this galamsey issue, especially from the government functionaries, is so shameful and disappointing. How can a president who says that he is fighting to preserve the environment be at the same time promulgating a new law that permits mining in our forest reserves? This government needs to take Ghanaians more seriously. Sam Kelly, East Legon, sends that in. Okay, let me pick this one. Annie, Prosper. Annie, please ask Al-Aji what it means to put something on. Like, I'm confused. Okay, I'm also confused. Annie, please ask Al-Aji what it means to put something on the like. You make that statement.
I don't.
Okay, I'm not getting. Maybe he made the comment in one of the statements. But Chumbafo says that Nanapia. Good morning, us, my brother Husseini.
Chumbafo. Oh, tell him he won't work alone.
Who is finally admitting that he is not Ghanaian. That if Baumia cannot solve an electoral dispute, and his own aid, how is he about to solve the numerous challenges facing Ghana, almost all of which he has created as chair of the EMT? I also want in this opportunity to explain how come Dr. Baumia's nomination papers were being prayed over by a pastor with two names whom the courts have said should be arrested for having double identity. My regards to Dr. Khalid. Yes, Dr. Baumia texted me. Okay, Dr. Baumia texted you and said, hello, Chumbwafo. He texted me to vote. Needless to say, I have thrown the phone away. Really. Anyway, good morning to you, Chumbwafo, wherever you are. All right, this is what time will allow me. At this point, let me just wrap up here. Go for a breathe. I'll be back shortly and give you trends. Be back shortly.
Illuminati talking to the Holy Ghost in my Bugatti. He knocking on the door, don't let the devil in. He knocking on the door, don't let the devil in.
Do you know someone who's making a difference in your community? someone whose selfless actions and dedication to helping others deserves recognition, then it's time to celebrate these incredible individuals on MTN Heroes of Change.
It's time to nominate those selfless individuals to win 100,000 Ghana cedis and other cash prizes and be crowned MTN Hero of Change. You can also nominate a blogger or someone in the digital space and any of the media houses to win our new category of Digital Hero and Media Hero of Change. Just fill an online nomination form at mtn.com.gh or send a WhatsApp with a 1-minute video of your nominee's project on 055-141-1122. Deadline for nominations is 18th October 2024, so don't waste time. Nominate your hero now.
MTN Heroes of Change. Be the change you wish to see.
The luckiest.
Star 712 hash.
Luck is everywhere.
8K. Hey, you get an 8K. Get back packing so you have to come out. Wallah. Hey, wait.
You go put it on his tab. This is my man. Good luck.
We'll wait here. We are star 712. I'm on dialing the magic numbers. Star 712. Now welcome to the luckiest. And now with me at home ticket. You can buy for yourself or your loved one.
Mommy, tell mommy who's here.
You're buying for me, right?
Or who else?
Oh.
Let's choose buy tickets for adults.
Love you, boo boo.
Maybe straight to option 4. Now, you need to buy tickets worth 50 Ghana to qualify. Yes, you can buy random or preferred tickets. I'm choosing random tickets. Listen, if you buy the random ticket, the system chooses a random number for you. But if you buy the preferred, you get to input your own preferred 5 digits. 5.
Baby, give me your 5 numbers.
And how much are we buying?
Babe, look at the body and bio.
With your body,
Hey,
never. Tread cautiously. Now follow the prompts and confirm. Now the luckiest.
The luckiest is regulated by the NLA on the Caritas platform, not for persons below 18 years. TNCs apply.
Choose the perfect prize every week and stand to win your choice of exciting prizes. All to get more of what matters to you. Exclusive to Betway. Betway, get way more. Terms and conditions apply. Regulated by the Gaming Commission of Ghana. No under 18.
Okay, you're welcome back. Time for Trent's Star Boy. I haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah, it's been a minute. Yeah. We've been born in your.
What's this chain like?
Oh, it was
necklace on your neck. No, it's cute. It's not like it's actually really cute and attractive. Well, what's it for? Who are you trying to attract again, Mr. Danso?
Yeah, it's right. It may well lie. I was going to say that we've been born in your. Koye mama, where the koye bat Mr. and koye bakuzema Black Stars. Ebe, and koye. No, that's why. This cannot be the pitch. It is not the fault of the pitch.
But that's the pitch.
Oh no, not be the pitch. Yeah.
This one a Ghana pitch or this one?
No, this one was Morocco.
Morocco pitch.
Yesterday we played against Niger in the second game for our AFCON 2025 qualifiers. Charlie, hey, we drew 1-1. With all the players we have. This one says that we lost for the first time in 24 years at Baba Yara Stadium last Friday, and we've drawn against Niger now. Just dissolve the team. Let's focus on women's football. Simple. That's from Nungwa.
I saw a backyard pitch posted by Sadiq Adams. The pitch they used.
Yeah, that's a training pitch.
It was a training pitch that they showed, which was very nice.
Yeah, that's Morocco.
That even was nicer than Ghana.
It's nicer than any pitch in Ghana.
Wembley pitch.
Why? I got supposed to do.
Ghana Wembley pitch.
Yeah.
That's what Sadiq Adams calls.
So the Black Stars yesterday, I mean, I was thinking that they were going to at least redeem themselves, you know, like a 2-0 victory, 3-1. We had met Niger like 11 times. They hadn't beaten us. We've won a lot of the games. And lo and behold, yesterday, just when we needed to win this game, we just left it and they equalized and we drew 1-1. It's going to be a tough one for us as we get ready for the other games in October. This one says that last week Friday, Ghana lost to Angola at home. Ghanaian players blamed the pitch. Today, Ghana played Niger and Morocco. Ghana still managed to draw the game.
So it cannot be the pitch.
It can definitely not be the pitch. I don't think if you guys continue playing like this, we will qualify in pool. Because if you can't win over Niger, then which country can they score again? I don't think we see appears Sudan. And next up in October, we are playing Sudan, which is coached by former Black Stars player and coach Kwesi Appiah. And yeah.
You know, it was even difficult for me to mention it, especially on this platform.
Okay.
I didn't ask you to comment.
Me, this one no comment. I don't want to talk about. I don't want you talking about.
I mean, yesterday of all days, I couldn't watch the game. Yeah, I couldn't watch. I watched the first one. This one, I decided not to.
Charlie. We'll see how it goes.
So I wonder how boss is trying to watch it, or how he's, you know.
How he's feeling there. Well, we go come. If you come out, we go talk.
We'll ask that.
Anyway, from
that, is it that we have not been able to troubleshoot our problem, the situation with the whole game, or with the whole Black Stars team?
I don't know what the problem is. You know, so yesterday, guess what? The Dayu was trending. Because initially people said that why is he in the team, blah blah. He's been out of the team for a couple of games and we're still the same as we've been. So it can never be.
So it's not a day problem.
It's not a day problem.
Well, we say it's not the Ayu's problem.
The Ayu's problem. It's a Black Stars problem. Okay. So they've been in the trend since yesterday, and also Ghana Bar Association. We say this week we are now in court assembly. Dear lawyers need niho. Omi na kukumase. For their conference, and that was where yesterday the president was given the Lifetime Achievement Award, where people say, Abba, what kind of a he is that? The current GBA is a complete joke, especially considering the job done by the past by association executives holding government accountable. That's one of the comments. Applause to failure. Kwesi writing that on X about the Ghana Bar Association corruption. Len Life writing that on X also. Frigo says, I throw myself a party and act surprised. Oh, Charlie. So, some Ghanaians are not exactly happy about what happened yesterday at the Ghana Bar Association, where, you know, the president was given the Lifetime Achievement Award. But of course, let's talk about galamsey, because UTAG, they've released a statement saying that if you do not, this goes to government, put a ban on small-scale mining where they are going on a strike, actually, a strike action, and a lot of people are saying that then all other organizations should join it, because I mean this helped in stopping the sale of the hotels, right? So they believe that when other stakeholders, unions come together, they'll be able to cause there to be a ban on small-scale mining. Yesterday I was watching that interview you did with Reverend Dr. Lawrence, and he said something. He really said something. He said that more unions and associations should follow UTAG in that order. UTAG is becoming one of the organizations that Ghanaians have hope in. Good move, citizen action. Seems this is the only language the government will understand. And Oli Flavor says that some Ghanaians must apologize to Mr. Bawa. Oh, no, that statement there, he didn't say it well. That one there, I won't agree. Only this one there. Even if Ghana plays at the Wembley Stadium, they will still not get good results. The coach is not doing well in Ghana. Anyone with the name Ado is a failure. Oh, by the way.
Oh.
I didn't see that.
Oh. I
didn't see that. I didn't see
you
that.
Didn't say it.
I didn't see that one. Oh, Charlie. Anyway, this one I want to say shouts to Professor Lord Malko Yevuga of the Ghana Institute of Management and Public Administration, GEMPA. Shouts to you, sir. My international relations professor. Shouts to you, sir. Any point?
No, they change 1 point.
Anyway, that's it for the trends today. Yeah, I mean, that's it.
That's
House of Folk.
Yeah.
Come on. Ball is summer. Amesha, it's trouble.
No more trouble.
Players, oh, pack. Oh, trouble. You can't score. It's a wrap. My name is the Star Boy.
Well done, Mr. Dazzle.
I tried. Well pack, they go to the park, put trouble, play the ball.
Yeah.
Yesterday, just before we go, yesterday I was seated by a gentleman who was watching the video that went viral, the one you were laughing, and the court has taken, and I was just smiling behind. I was watching, the person was laughing.
The court has gone
the court has gone to court. That's quite a nice bite.
Yeah.
It really traveled on social media.
Yeah, it did?
It did. A lot of people were sharing it. You really teared up?
Yeah. Oh. I don't know how the tears got there, but I just know I really laughed. I had a good laugh.
The court has taken
the court
has gone to court. Okay.
Can only happen in Ghana.
That'd be dope. That's it. My name is Destiny Star.
Thank you, Mr. Dazzle. We're back tomorrow with Good Morning Ghana. Thanks for watching.